Imagine you're climbing the highest mountain, pushing with all your might, and when you reach the top, you realize it wasn't the mountain you wanted to climb. You see, we chase success, we chase fame, and we chase money. We build our lives on things that, at the end of the day, can disappear in a heartbeat. But there is one foundation, one cornerstone that can never be shaken: God. You put God first, and suddenly the mountains don't seem so high, the valley's not so deep, and the weight you're carrying becomes lighter. When you put God first, everything else falls into place. Maybe not the way you planned, but exactly how it was meant to be. God doesn't promise there won't be challenges, but He promises you'll never face them alone. We often spend our lives chasing after things like success, fame, and wealth, believing that they will bring us happiness and fulfillment. The world teaches us to measure our worth by how much we have, by how many accolades we can collect, and by the number of people who know our name. But what happens when you achieve it all and you still feel empty inside? You might have the car, the house, the job title, but deep down, something is still missing. That's because these things can only satisfy us temporarily. They give us a fleeting sense of accomplishment, but they don't provide the lasting fulfillment our souls crave. When we rely solely on these external markers of success, we set ourselves up for disappointment because ultimately they are fragile and can disappear in an instant. True fulfillment comes from something much deeper, something unshakable: faith in God. Without that, even the greatest successes will feel hollow. Material achievements can offer temporary satisfaction, but they are fragile, fleeting, and unreliable. You might acquire wealth, possessions, or recognition, but they can vanish as quickly as they came. Money can be lost, possessions can be taken away, and fame can fade overnight. When we build our lives solely on these things, we risk standing on shaky ground, because none of them are guaranteed to last. However, God's foundation is eternal. Unlike material wealth or status, God's presence in our lives is unchanging and unshakable. When you anchor yourself in Him, you are building your life on solid rock, a foundation that stands firm no matter the storms or challenges that come your way. God's love, grace, and wisdom provide stability and strength, offering something that the world can never take away. When all else fails, God remains constant, a refuge and guide through life's unpredictable journey. When you put God first, your entire perspective shifts. The challenges and obstacles that once seemed insurmountable no longer feel overwhelming because you know you're not facing them alone. It doesn't mean the struggles disappear, but with God at the center of your life, you gain the strength and wisdom to handle them differently. What once felt like a burden can now feel like a lesson or an opportunity for growth. Your mindset changes from focusing on the size of your problems to the greatness of the God who walks with you through them. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, you begin to trust that there's a purpose behind every difficulty, a lesson to be learned, or a door that will open in due time. When you have faith, you approach life's valleys and mountains with the confidence that no matter how difficult the path, you are being guided by a higher power who knows the way forward better than you ever could. That faith transforms fear into trust and weakness into strength. When you put God first, life has a way of coming together, not always in the way you expect, but in the way it was meant to. You might have plans, dreams, and ambitions, and sometimes things don't go the way you envision. But when God is at the center of your life, you begin to realize that His plan is far greater than anything you could imagine for yourself. The things that fall apart or don't happen aren't failures, they're part of a divine redirection. God knows what is best for you, and when you align your life with Him, the pieces of your journey begin to fit in ways you never could have orchestrated on your own. It's about trusting that even the detours have purpose. God's timing and ways may not always match your own, but when you put Him first, you find that everything has a reason, and there's beauty even in the waiting. Your goals may shift, your path may change, but you'll find that you're headed exactly where you're supposed to be, with God guiding each step. Everything that happens, whether it feels like a triumph or a setback, is shaping you into who God intends you to be. Success is often seen as the accumulation of wealth, status, or personal achievements, but when you put God first, the definition of success changes. It's no longer about what you have or how the world perceives you, but about the depth of your faith and the character you build along the way. True success comes from living in alignment with God's will, pursuing a purpose that's bigger than yourself. It's about how you treat others, how you handle adversity, and how you use your gifts to serve something greater. Success becomes measured not by worldly standards, but by the strength of your relationship with God and how faithfully you follow His calling. You realize that the greatest victories aren't the ones that come with applause or recognition, but the quiet moments when you choose faith over fear, integrity over compromise, and love over selfishness. You begin to see that no amount of money or fame can replace the peace that comes from knowing you are living the life God has intended for you. In the end, real success is not what you gain, but who you become when you put God at the center of your journey. God never promises a life free of challenges, but He does promise that you won't have to face those challenges alone. Life is full of unexpected twists, trials, heartbreaks, losses, and setbacks. But when you put God first, you gain the assurance that He is walking beside you through every storm. This doesn't mean that difficulties will magically disappear, but it means you have a source of strength and comfort that the world cannot provide. When you face adversity, you don't have to rely solely on your own limited strength or understanding. Instead, you can lean on God's wisdom, His guidance, and His unfailing love to carry you through. He equips you to handle the hard times with grace and resilience. Even when things seem dark or overwhelming, there's a deep peace in knowing that God is with you, working behind the scenes in ways you may not yet see. The trials you face are not meant to break you, but to shape you, and with God by your side, they become opportunities for growth, perseverance, and deeper faith. His presence is a constant reminder that no matter what comes your way, you are never alone. Fulfillment doesn't come from possessions, status, or the praise of others. It comes from a deep relationship with God. We live in a world that constantly tells us we need more money, more recognition, more stuff to be happy. But all of those things, while enjoyable for a moment, leave us feeling empty once the novelty wears off. When you build your life around material things, you are constantly chasing the next big thing. But no matter how much you accumulate, it will never fill the deeper longing in your soul. That's because the things of this world are temporary, and they cannot provide lasting satisfaction. However, when you put God first, your sense of fulfillment changes. It's no longer tied to what you have or what others think of you, but to the peace, joy, and purpose that come from your connection with Him. God fills the void that material things cannot. He offers a sense of purpose that transcends anything the world can offer. When you seek God, you find a fulfillment that is not dependent on circumstances, but rooted in a love that is unchanging and eternal. It's a contentment that comes from knowing you are loved, you are seen, and you are walking in the purpose He created for you. When God becomes the guiding force in your life, everything becomes clearer and your life gains new meaning. Without God, life can feel confusing, chaotic, and directionless. You might find yourself drifting from one goal to the next, trying to make sense of the world and your place in it. But when you center your life around God, you gain clarity that goes beyond human understanding. Suddenly, the things that used to trouble or confuse you don't seem as overwhelming because you see them through the lens of faith. God brings order to the chaos. He provides direction when you feel lost and gives meaning to everything, even the difficult moments. Life's challenges, rather than being pointless struggles, become part of a larger plan designed for your growth in His glory. When your decisions are guided by faith, they align with a higher purpose, giving you a sense of peace and confidence that you are on the right path. You begin to see that life is not just a series of random events, but a journey of purpose shaped by the hands of a loving God who knows exactly where He is leading you. When you align your life with God's will, you unlock a sense of peace, resilience, and purpose that cannot be found elsewhere. In a world filled with uncertainty and chaos, having a strong foundation in faith offers a refuge and a source of strength. Life will inevitably present challenges, but when you put God first, you discover that you have the tools to navigate those trials with grace and determination. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by obstacles, you find that your faith empowers you to persevere. You begin to understand that each challenge is not just a setback, but an opportunity for growth and a chance to deepen your trust in God. Moreover, this alignment with God's will instills a profound sense of purpose in your daily life. You start to see that your actions have significance beyond your immediate circumstances. Your interactions with others become infused with meaning as you seek to reflect God's love and light in the world around you. You become more attuned to the needs of those around you and are inspired to serve and uplift others, understanding that your life is part of a greater narrative that God is weaving. This sense of purpose also brings about a deep-seated peace, knowing that you are part of something larger than yourself. When you face uncertainties or feel lost, you can rest in the assurance that God has a plan for you, one that is filled with hope and promise. Even in difficult times, you can hold on to the belief that you are exactly where you need to be, fulfilling your unique role in God's creation. With God guiding you, you find joy in the journey and a steadfastness that helps you weather any storm. This transformative power of faith empowers you not only to endure but to thrive, allowing you to live a life marked by resilience, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to the values that truly matter. Aligning your life with God's will opens up a wellspring of peace, resilience, and purpose, offering a profound transformation that affects every aspect of your existence. In today's fast-paced, ever-changing world, it's all too easy to feel anxious, uncertain, and overwhelmed. We face pressures from all sides, expectations from society, the demands of our careers, and the complexities of our relationships. However, when you choose to put God first, you cultivate an inner peace that can withstand any external storm. This peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of faith, assuring you that no matter what happens, you are held and guided by a loving God. With this faith, you develop resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and face challenges with a spirit of determination. Life will inevitably present obstacles, but when you trust in God, you learn to approach these challenges differently. Instead of seeing them as insurmountable barriers, you recognize them as opportunities for growth, strength, and deeper reliance on Him. Each trial becomes a lesson, each setback a chance to reflect on your faith and character. You begin to see that hardships are not just meant to break you, they are instruments of God's refining process, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Furthermore, living with God at the center of your life instills a sense of purpose that transcends the mundane. No longer are you merely going through the motions of daily life. Instead, you are driven by a mission that is grounded in your faith. You start to recognize that your unique gifts and talents are not just for your own benefit, but are to be shared with the world. This realization transforms your interactions with others as you become more aware of their needs and more motivated to serve them. You find joy in acts of kindness, knowing that you are contributing to something much larger than yourself. The purpose that comes from putting God first also brings clarity to your life decisions. When you seek His guidance, you are led to make choices that align with His will, which often brings a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. You begin to notice that when you are in tune with God's plan, your life flows more harmoniously. You may find that the things you once thought were crucial to your happiness, like wealth, status, or external validation, become less important as you focus on your relationship with God and your calling to serve others. Additionally, this alignment fosters a community of like-minded individuals who share your values and beliefs. When you live out your faith, you naturally attract others who are also seeking a deeper connection with God. These relationships provide support, encouragement, and accountability, further strengthening your faith journey. Together, you can face challenges, celebrate victories, and lift each other up in prayer and service. Ultimately, the peace, resilience, and purpose that come from putting God first allow you to navigate life with a sense of hope and joy that transcends your circumstances. You learn to trust that God has a plan for you, even when the path ahead is unclear. This trust brings a deep-seated contentment, knowing that you are part of a divine story that is unfolding in ways you cannot fully comprehend. As you move forward, you embrace each day with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit ready to serve, reflecting the love and light of God in all that you do. In this way, your life becomes a testimony to the transformative power of faith, inspiring others to seek the same peace and purpose that you have found. Aligning your life with God's will is not just a singular act, but a continual journey of faith that leads to profound peace, resilience, and purpose. This journey is essential, especially in a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming. It begins with the recognition that life is unpredictable and that you will inevitably face trials and tribulations. However, when you put God first, you cultivate an unwavering foundation of peace that allows you to navigate these challenges with grace and strength. This peace stems from knowing that you are not alone in your struggles. In moments of uncertainty, you can find solace in prayer, scripture, and the knowledge that God is actively involved in your life. He knows your fears, your desires, and your struggles, and He walks with you through each of them. When you surrender your worries to Him, you release the burden of control and open yourself to His guidance. This act of surrender fosters an inner calm, reminding you that, Despite life's chaos, God is sovereign and has a plan that is unfolding, even when it seems hidden. As you cultivate this deep peace, you also develop resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity. Resilience doesn't mean that you won't feel pain or disappointment, rather, it means that when challenges arise, you have the inner strength to rise above them. You learn to view setbacks as part of your journey, opportunities for growth, and moments to strengthen your faith. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone that builds your character and deepens your relationship with God. This resilience transforms how you face everyday struggles. When life throws curveballs, instead of succumbing to despair or frustration, you respond with faith and determination. You may ask questions like, what is God trying to teach me through this? Or how can I grow from this experience? This shift in perspective empowers you to approach life's hurdles with confidence, knowing that each challenge is designed to refine you and draw you closer to God. Furthermore, the sense of purpose that comes from putting God first is revolutionary. Your life no longer feels aimless. Instead, you wake up each day with a mission fueled by faith. You discover that your unique talents and gifts have been bestowed upon you for a reason, not for personal gain, but for the benefit of others and the glory of God. This realization propels you into action, motivating you to use your abilities to serve your community, support those in need, and uplift others. Living with purpose means that you actively seek out ways to make a positive impact. You may volunteer your time, lend a listening ear to a friend, or take on leadership roles within your community or church. Each of these acts becomes a reflection of your faith and your commitment to living out God's will. As you serve others, you find joy in the connections you create, knowing that you are part of something much larger than yourself. You become a vessel for God's love, shining His light in a world that desperately needs it. This alignment with God's purpose also enhances your ability to make decisions. When you seek God's guidance in your daily life, you gain clarity and direction. You learn to filter your choices through the lens of your faith, asking yourself whether they align with the values you hold dear. This process not only simplifies decision-making, but also ensures that your actions reflect your beliefs. You become more intentional about the paths you choose, fostering a life that is authentic and true to your calling. Additionally, being grounded in faith fosters a supportive community. As you live out your commitment to God, you naturally attract others who share similar values and beliefs. These relationships provide a strong support system, allowing you to share your struggles, joys, and experiences with like-minded individuals. Together, you encourage one another to grow in faith and to pursue your God-given purposes. This community becomes a source of strength, prayer, and encouragement, reminding you that you are part of a larger family that shares your vision of living a life devoted to God. Ultimately, the peace, resilience, and purpose that come from putting God first empower you to navigate life's ups and downs with unwavering hope and joy. Each day becomes an opportunity to grow in faith and to reflect God's love in everything you do. You begin to realize that life is not merely a series of events, but a divine journey filled with meaning, lessons, and opportunities for connection. The challenges you face, the victories you celebrate, and the relationships you nurture all become part of a beautiful tapestry that God is weaving through your life. This transformative journey of aligning your life with God's will instills a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that you are living in accordance with your purpose. It opens your eyes to the beauty of everyday moments and the grace that surrounds you. You find joy in the small things, a kind word, a shared laugh, a moment of reflection, each serving as reminders of God's goodness. In conclusion, as you continue to put God first in your life, you will discover a richness that transcends worldly success. You will cultivate a faith that sustains you through life's trials, a purpose that drives your actions, and a peace that envelops your heart. This journey is not about perfection, but about progress, about seeking a deeper relationship with God and allowing that relationship to transform every aspect of your life. Embrace this journey with an open heart and watch as your life is filled with hope, resilience, and a profound sense of purpose that only comes from knowing and loving God. Continuing on the journey of aligning your life with God's will leads to even deeper levels of understanding, fulfillment, and connection that are profoundly transformative. This process isn't just about individual growth, it also impacts your relationships, your community, and your perspective on the world around you. As you embrace a life centered on God, you begin to witness how this alignment influences every facet of your existence. At the core of this journey is the realization that God's love and guidance are constants in an ever-changing world. The more you engage in prayer and meditation, the more attuned you become to His voice and direction. This practice allows you to cultivate a deeper relationship with God, one that is rooted in trust and intimacy. You learn to approach God not only as a source of strength during difficult times, but also as a loving Father who rejoices in your joys and comforts you in your sorrows. This connection shapes your worldview, altering how you perceive both challenges and blessings. Rather than viewing life through the lens of fear or doubt, you begin to see the divine hand at work in every situation. You start recognizing the moments of grace that occur daily, the kindness of strangers, the beauty of nature, the support of friends as manifestations of God's love and presence. This perspective fosters gratitude, allowing you to appreciate the small, often overlooked blessings that surround you. A heart filled with gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, enabling you to celebrate life's abundance and cultivate a sense of joy that is deeply rooted in faith. Additionally, as you grow in faith, your capacity for compassion and empathy expands. You start to see the world through God's eyes, recognizing the struggles and pain of others. This awareness drives you to act, to respond to the needs of those around you, and to offer support in whatever form you can. Whether through volunteering, offering a listening ear, or simply being present for someone in need, your life becomes a reflection of God's love in action. This commitment to serving others strengthens the bonds within your community. You become part of a network of believers who uplift one another, sharing resources, encouragement, and prayers. The relationships you cultivate in this environment are enriched by a common purpose, creating a sense of belonging that nourishes your spirit. This community is a vital source of support during both joyous and challenging times, reminding you that you are never alone in your journey. Moreover, aligning your life with God's will empowers you to be a beacon of hope and positivity in a world that can often feel dark and discouraging. As you embody the values of faith, love, and service, you inspire others to explore their own relationships with God. Your life becomes a testament to the transformative power of faith, encouraging those around you to seek the peace, resilience, and purpose that come from putting God first. In this way, you play an integral role in a larger movement, one that spreads light and love in a world that desperately needs it. This transformative journey also encourages personal growth in ways you may never have imagined. You begin to uncover hidden talents, strengths, and passions that God has placed within you. As you engage with your faith community and seek to serve others, you may find yourself stepping into roles or responsibilities you never thought possible. This could be anything from leading a Bible study to organizing community outreach programs. Embracing these opportunities allows you to grow in confidence and self-awareness, recognizing that you are capable of making a difference in the lives of others. Furthermore, the alignment with God's will invites a deeper level of reflection and self-examination. As you strive to live according to your faith, you become more aware of areas in your life that may need adjustment or healing. This awareness fosters a spirit of humility and openness, enabling you to seek forgiveness and make amends where necessary. The process of repentance and reconciliation is not always easy, but it leads to personal transformation and stronger relationships with others. As you grow closer to God, you also begin to understand the importance of being still and listening. In a world that often demands constant activity and noise, taking time for quiet reflection becomes essential. This stillness allows you to hear God's voice more clearly and to discern His will for your life. You learn to value moments of solitude, finding strength in silence and clarity in contemplation. These practices ground you, reminding you of your purpose and helping you to stay focused on what truly matters. Additionally, this journey instills a sense of hope that transcends circumstances. You come to understand that no situation is beyond God's reach. Whether facing personal trials, societal challenges, or global issues, your faith equips you with the assurance that God is in control. This hope propels you to act, to advocate for justice, and to be a voice for the voiceless, trusting that God will work through your efforts to bring about positive change. In the grand tapestry of life, your journey of aligning with God's will becomes a powerful narrative that speaks to the importance of faith. You recognize that your story is intertwined with countless others who are also seeking to navigate life through the lens of belief. Each person's journey adds richness and depth to the collective experience of faith, creating a beautiful mosaic of God's handiwork in the world. In conclusion, the journey of putting God first is one of continuous growth, transformation, and connection. It is a path filled with challenges, yes, but also with immeasurable joy, purpose, and fulfillment. As you navigate life with God as your guide, you cultivate a peace that surpasses understanding, develop resilience to face life's trials, and embrace a profound sense of purpose that drives you to serve others. This journey not only enriches your own life, but also transforms the lives of those around you, creating a ripple effect of love, hope, and faith in a world that desperately needs it. Embrace this journey with an open heart and allow the profound power of God's love to shape your life and the lives of those you touch. In conclusion, putting God first is not merely a principle to live by, it is a transformative journey that reshapes our hearts, minds, and lives. It invites us into a relationship with the divine, where peace becomes our anchor, resilience becomes our strength, and purpose becomes our guiding star. When we center our lives around God, we find ourselves part of a beautiful narrative woven with threads of love, service, and faith. Imagine waking up each day with the assurance that you are walking in alignment with your true calling, that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and that your life is a testament to the goodness of God. Picture yourself as a beacon of hope and light in a world that often feels dark and uncertain, touching the lives of others through acts of kindness, compassion, and understanding. This journey is not just about us. It is about building a community of believers who lift each other up, inspire one another, and reflect the love of Christ in all that we do. Together, we can create a ripple effect of change, fostering an environment where faith thrives and lives are transformed. So I challenge each of you today, embrace this journey wholeheartedly. Put God first in every aspect of your life, and watch as He unfolds a path filled with purpose, peace, and endless possibilities. Let us commit to living out our faith boldly, serving others passionately, and trusting in the divine plan that God has for each of us. With God leading the way, we can navigate life's uncertainties with courage, celebrate its joys with gratitude, and impact the world in ways we never thought possible. As we go forth, let us remember that we are never alone. We are empowered by the love of God and strengthened by our faith. Together, we can illuminate the darkness and bring forth a future filled with hope, joy, and purpose. Thank you, and may God bless you all abundantly on this incredible journey.